Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Technically T hitting y'all with another video today, and we're doing it. We're doing the comparison. We're doing why I still prefer. As dope as this Z Fold 2 is, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you gonna think I'm lunatic, and I'm just doing this just because I want to do it and be, no. I still prefer the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra over the Z Fold 2. Now we're going to go ahead and get into the reasons. Of course, this can't be a comparison because these two devices are for two different set of people. If you're interested in the Note, you could be interested in the Z Fold 2, but the price range of this thing really just puts this phone out of reach. Where this isn't the cheapest, but you can get deals and such, and you can kind of get this phone now under $1,000. So let's go ahead and start off about the things as to why we're not doing a comparison, but we're doing videos talking about why I prefer the Note 20 Ultra over the Z Fold 2. Now, let's go ahead and start off with design. Now, you know, with the Note 20 Ultra, we do have our standard design when it comes to smartphones. You know what they call it, glass sandwich. I hate saying that, but you know what I'm talking about. Just your regular slab tile, style phone. That's what you're going to get with the Note 20 Ultra. But when you go over to the Z Fold 2, now I cannot sit here and say, oh, this design is better than this design. That's subjective. It just depends on what you're into and all type of different things like that. But for me, when I look at the design and how I use a phone, I think about usability and different things like that. The Note 20 Ultra is more usable. Now, to you, you may think the Z Fold 2 is more usable because you can multitask, you can put 5 apps on the screen at one time. But I'm gonna be real with you. The way I use my device, I rarely use multitasking. I rarely use split screen, especially these days when everybody's working from home. Now, I can do the split screen if I wanted to, and it does just fine on the Note 20 Ultra. Yes, it does just fine also on the Z Fold 2, but, I still prefer just this one-handed design doing what you need it to do. Now, I know some of you say, but T, you can just close it and then you also have another one-hand design. You can just do it like this, but look at what you're working with. Look at the aspect ratios. You're looking at this is going to be narrow. Yes, you can get from side to side, maybe a little bit easier than you can to fold, but you really can't consume and do a lot of things on this small screen. Yes, you can text. Yes, you could sit here and pull up YouTube and watch a YouTube video if you wanted to, but who wants to sit here and watch a YouTube video on this oddly shaped screen? If you wanted to just do that, you would get a much better viewing experience when we're just talking about front displays, of course. But once you pop this bad boy open and then you go over to YouTube, that's when you get a whole nother viewing experience. Now, when we're talking about media consumption, yes, the Z Fold 2 is going to win hands down. But the design, the thing is to why I like the Note 20 Ultra. And I said this before, I think it may have been in my first impressions video, but just everything that's easy about this. When you want to do something, you pick it up, boom, unlock it, do what you got to do. For an example, like I said, I was just in a doctor's office the other day. I was making my follow-up appointment to be down the road, and I had the Z Fold 2. She had told me the date. I tried to go in here, pull up the calendar, do what I needed to do. But at the same time, I'm sitting here trying to type the little details in on the front display, making errors and all types of stuff like that. Then I had to put whatever was in my hand, put it down, open it up, and then continue to do what I wanted to do. Now, that wasn't it wasn't that bad. But if I had the Note 20 Ultra, man, all you have to do is just boom, go to calendar, and I have shortcuts for this stuff, but we can just boom, go to calendar, do what you gotta do, and type it in. You see what I'm saying? That's what you have to do, and then you're done. You don't have to worry about trying to do everything on this small screen. Oh, let me try to fold it open. You see what I'm saying? So usability is what I prefer when it comes to the Note 20 Ultra over the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2. Now, like I said, I know a lot of people may disagree with me with that, but usability is everything when it comes to a phone, because this is the phone that we're using day in and day out. I'm not sure about you guys, but I use my phone so much during the day that usability needs to be spot on when we're talking about these things. Now, let's go ahead and move to display. We all know that the display on this Z Fold 2, that runs at 1440. We have it at 120 hertz. What we wish the Note 20 Ultra had, and then when you close it, you have this display here. Not really quite sure the resolution. I think it just might be a HD 60 hertz panel. Cool. That's all good. But when you look at this Z Fold, when you look at the Note 20 Ultra, even though we don't have 120 at full res, just this display alone, this front display is nowhere near this. When you open it up, I still feel like, I don't know if it's like a pixel density thing, I still feel like the Note 20 Ultra is still sharper than this display. Even though it has one, I feel like this is the best display that you can get, period, regardless of the size. We're not talking about size and real estate here. We're just talking about pure display quality. I still think it's hard to beat the Note 20 Ultra just because this is a big display and you can do many things on the phone at one time. You see what I'm saying? And when it comes to display, I just prefer a display that I can just use and not have to worry about it. You hear people talking about if you have long fingernails and different things like that, you're scared to do that, you're scared to do this because you might have a fingernail. You don't have to worry about this when it comes to the Note 20 Ultra. You just use this phone. You don't have to worry about those small nitpicky things. So when you're talking about viewing and everything like that, when you want it in a smaller footprint, it's not going to be as good as this display. When you open it up, yes, the viewing is going to be bigger, but I feel like overall quality, it still isn't really going to beat just the crisp image that you get out of your Note 20 Ultra. So that's where I'm at with displays. And another thing with displays, let's go ahead and open up Twitter by example. So everybody says you have so much space, you have so much, room to do what you want to do and all types of stuff like that. So let's go ahead and show you Twitter on both phones. Now, here is where optimization comes into play. Yes, we do have the bigger screen when it comes to the Z Fold 2. Yes, overall, you can consume more content, but look at these right here. In this standpoint, I'm on Twitter, both refreshed at the same time. So we're basically up to date. Regardless of how wide this is, you can still see more information on the Fold. You can still see more information, on the Note. You can still see more on the Note. When both of these like that, I can already see the second tweet, where down here, I would have to scroll just a little bit to see the second tweet. Now, yes, if you go to display and you do all of that, all of this is the scale, the zoom and the layout, all of that is right. So let me go ahead and show you, just so you don't think I'm trying to pull a fast one on you. But the screen zoom is layout is set to show more content. But at the same time, is it really showing more content in this type of resolution that we have to work with? So just because you have a bigger screen doesn't necessarily mean that you're getting more content on your page. Now, I could be totally wrong, but if I have that, I really want it to be, now I'm pretty sure you can make it smaller. Let's see if we can make a difference. Let's see if we can go to font size and let's see if we can make it smaller. I don't think that's going to make a big difference though. Let me see. Let's see. Will that make a difference in things? Okay. It made a little bit of a difference. You see what I'm saying? It made a little bit of difference, but I feel like for such a price jump and for such a huge screen, it's almost double screen at this, that I should still be seeing more information when we're talking about on screen when it comes to this display. So that's kind of my thing when I'm talking about displays. Just ease of use, not having to worry about anything. I still prefer the Note 20 Ultra display over the Z Fold 2. Now, cameras, we're not really going to discuss a lot about cameras. All I know is that the Z Fold 2 does not have the best cameras in this equation. Now, when we say best, both of these cameras can shoot amazing pictures. I'm not saying that, the Note 20 Ultra shoots dramatically better pictures, but you have a few things on this that just the Z Fold just doesn't have. And we go here, let's go to video, because I'm not sure about something. Let me just double check real fast. And can you shoot? So you can't shoot 8K if you wanted to on this one. Now, I'm not saying that everybody needs to shoot 8K, but what I'm saying that is for $2,000, why don't I have the best cameras that Samsung has to offer in their devices into the Z Fold 2? Why do I have inferior cameras when it comes to this? Now, yes, you don't get all the crazy zooms that you get on this. I don't care about that. Yes, you get the 108 megapixel mode on this, but once again, I rarely shoot in the 108 megapixels, so I just mostly usually pop the camera on and take a picture. I rarely do 108 unless I know something is static and I want to get the best detail as possible. But you are rocking with better cameras on the Note 20 Ultra. If you want to talk about on paper, yes, it has 8K and different things like that. Yes, that does have that, focus pull when it kind of zooms in and focuses on other people if you're talking and doing different things like that. But What bothers me about the Z Fold 2 that is for $2,000, it does not have the best cameras that Samsung has to offer. That's the issue for me. If this is going to be your premium, your concierge service device, if it's going to be all of this, why doesn't it have the best cameras into the Z Fold 2? Now, I don't know if it's technology. I don't know if they don't want to put the huge camera bump on it. But I feel like for the people, you probably wouldn't mind if it had a better camera bump because you know you're getting the best cameras that Samsung has to offer. So that's kind of my beef with the cameras. I'm not banging on the Z Fold 2 cameras at all. They take amazing, amazing pictures. You probably be hard pressed to tell the difference. But what my beef is as to why the Z Fold 2 doesn't have the same premium cameras that the Note 20 Ultra has. Why doesn't it have your best cameras available in the phone as is? So something to think about, man. That's something to think about. Next, let's talk about battery life. Now, I don't really have much to talk about with battery life. I can get through the day with both of these phones just fine. With this, even with the 1440 at 120 hertz, I can get through the full day. And on the Note 20 Ultra, I can get through just fine. Of course, when you put this on 60, I can outlast the Z Fold 2 just a little bit with my usage. Once again, everybody usage varies, but with my usage, I can put a little bit more on 60 hertz when it comes to the 120. So that just solely depends on usage. But I'm here to tell you that I can get through the day on both of these phones, so I don't really prefer one or the other when it comes to battery life and everything like that. Now, the last topic that we have to talk about is durability. And that kind of circles back down to the very beginning, man. You have to worry too much about using the Z Fold 2. Everything you hear people right now, they don't want to take this phone out the house. It doesn't have a case. They're scared. They're gonna drop it. They're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. You're babying this phone, and then people are saying it's not your everyday device. Look, this phone for the price point, why shouldn't this have every? Now I know this is new breaking technology, and I'm not faulting Samsung for not giving this all the bells and whistles and everything like that, but when it comes to my device, I don't want to have to worry about it. I have a son. If he gets a hold of my phone, I don't have to sit here and snatch it out of his hand because I'm worried that he's going to break it. Sometimes I'm working on my car, and sometimes I'm looking at a picture of something that I'm working on, and I need the phone right under me. Not have to worry about if any oil or anything splashes on my screen. I can just wipe it off and keep it moving. You can't say the same thing about the Z Fold 2. Now, I knew this going into it. So a lot of you going to say, oh, you didn't know that this. Yes, of course I knew that going into it. But you have to say the durability of the screen is just a little, nah. You see what I'm saying? The plastic screen protector that's on this, it doesn't ruin your experience, but I hate it that it gets so many smudges. I hate it that it's, I really just don't like that plastic screen protector. Yes, you can take it off, but when you spend so much money on a phone like this, you really don't want to get to messing with it and altering it and doing different things like that. So straight durability, not having to worry about it, case availability. You can get cases for this, but if you're talking about one of those Samsung cases, those aren't cases. Those are half cases. You have a case that covers, if you close it, it covers just the back of it. What happens to the rest of this? If you drop it like that, that back case does absolutely nothing for you in that case. So I don't really consider that, case friendly when we're talking about cases. But when you come to the Note 20 Ultra, you got all types of cases from super heavy duty to super thin. However you want to protect it, you can, and you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about the screen getting scratched. You don't have to worry about this. You don't have to worry about that. You can use this Note 20 Ultra like a phone. You don't use this like a phone. You use the Z Fold 2 like a baby. And everybody out there, that's what you do. You baby the phone. I don't want to have to baby a phone, man. I'm grown. I don't have to, I can't do, I don't want to leave it at the house. Guys, it's a phone. All right? It's a phone. Now, I'm the person that says if I had like a Lambo or Ferrari, I would drive the hell out of it. And I get that. But at the same time, yes, you can probably do it with this too, but it just isn't that easy. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. You have to worry too much with using this phone. You got everybody on Twitter right now in the YouTube world does not want to take this phone out the house just because it doesn't have a case. You see what I'm saying? So that's something that bothers me, and it's just something to think about when we're talking about durability, man. Like, how will this thing last? You can't take it to the beach. You can't do that. You can't do this. I'm a person that when the world open back up, we're going to be going on vacation. We're going to be going to beaches. So you're telling me I have to take my SIM out of this, put my SIM card back in this. When I get back home, take my SIM out of that, put it back into this. And you can't use this device and just go into a dinner and miss me with that. I need a phone that's A1 and can do everything that I need it to do without any compromises. And that's where the Note 20 Ultra comes into play. And do we even have to mention, It has the S Pen. Now this is really like the final blow. I ain't even really didn't even really want to touch on the S Pen because as a person who uses notes, I don't even really use it. But if you want to, this is the final blow. And you throw the whole S Pen suite into this argument, there is no argument. You see what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. I've been finding myself using the S Pen a little bit more. Just can't beat it. Now, until this thing gets S Pen support, then we can have a fight. But that's like the final blow. The S Pen. I didn't even have it on my list of things even to talk about, man. You already see it right here. We had design, display, cameras, battery life, durability, and usability that we already talked about. S Pen wasn't even going to be in the picture. So that's what I feel about these two devices. And I'm still going to prefer the Note 20 Ultra. I'm still going to use the Note 20 Ultra. As for the Z Fold 2, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to keep it. I'm pretty sure I will be returning it because I don't want to keep such an expensive device that I only use sometimes. I don't need this type of phone sitting right here on my desk. You guys don't see this, but when I'm not recording, this is the desk that usually hoards all my phones. I don't want to see this sitting here. It's going to be sitting here with the Pixel. It's going to be sitting here with the iPhone SE2. It's going to be sitting here with the LG Velvet. I don't want all of this phone to sit with those because this is for a whole different ball game we're talking about right here. The phone that costs this much, this is a whole different ball game. Shouldn't have to worry about that. So this probably will go back. Now I'm here. Now we're done with the Note 20 Ultra. You know I definitely prefer this. But my final thoughts on this. And I want to do a full review, but I'm not really going to worry about it like that. I'm not going to make a video about why I'm returning the device or anything like that. This is an amazing piece of machine. This is probably going to be the hardest phone that I have to return and give back. But to be honest with you, I love it, but at the same time, I'm not going to keep a phone around just to use sparingly and then to keep it around just because it folds and it's cool. I'm more about practicality. I like usability. I'm using just my mind is like, T is dope. Of course the phone is dope, but dope doesn't keep a place in my arsenal for this price. You got to be more than dope. This phone does that, but for what I do and how I use a phone, the Note 20 Ultra is still going to be king for me. Now, if you have the Fold 2, bravo. I'm not bashing this device at any time. Let's get that clear. I'm not bashing this device, but the way I use it, the Note works better for me, and I'm not going to have a $2,000 phone sitting here, and I'm only going to use it from time to time. Even when you guys get your cases out there, you got to realize a lot of these cases are half cases. Yes, they have some cases that has the front clips, but I feel like even so, a lot of you still aren't truly going to use the Fold 2 as your daily phone. You will have some that will, and I will love to see your experiences, and I'll be watching all of your videos on YouTube. But for me, I want to use the phone, and I don't want to have to worry about using it and protecting it before I actually use it as a phone. That's why I'm going to continue using my Note 20 Ultra. I love this thing. It gets it done. The best cameras, the build. You don't got to worry about anything. Easily one of the contenders for phone of the year for me. So on my channel, man, this probably is going to be the last time that you see the Z Fold 2. You never know, man. When things start ironing back out and maybe, oh my goodness, let me put my password in. See, that's another thing. Fingerprint scanner, man. Fingerprint scanner. It's good, but sometimes it can be a pain a little bit. And that's another thing I didn't even talk about was fingerprint scanner. It's just easy to work with this one. I mean, it's just easy. You don't have to think about it. With this one, when it's closed or when it's open, you kind of got to worry about your placement and kind of figure it out. And then in your pocket, it ghost presses, and then you got to put your pin in because I love it, but it has its faults. The Note 20 Ultra is going to be here to stay. So technically, T, I'm about to get up out of here, man. Let me know in the comments. I'm pretty sure the comments section on this video is going to be lit if you made it all the way through. But I truly want to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let's have conversation in the comments. You already know I'm going to be in there, going to be getting it in, talking with you guys. But I'm about to get up out of here, man. Make sure y'all do the YouTube things. Share this video out. Definitely hit the like, comment down below, hit the sub, and turn the bell on so you don't miss out on any future videos. You already know we got iPhone content probably coming when the new one comes out. Samsung FE, as of this recording, was just announced today. Might be getting my hands on that, but you already know we're not done with Note 20 Ultra content. But yo, I'm about to get up out of here, man. Everybody, please stay safe. Catch you on the next one. Later.